So many folks can't speak, alone on the street, search for dreams that are long gone. Watch them fight over tokens, exchange for hearts broken, pawned while they were asleep. They've been bought off, bumped up, shut out, denied, till they don't even know to cry out anymore. I say for all of them, I will sing, sing for the silenced, sing for the weak. I first became aware of fracking about 5 years ago, and I wrote a song called No Fracking Way and started playing rallies all around the country. People would always show up with bottles of polluted water and with horrific tales about what had happened to them and their kids and animals that had died. And then I noticed that a lot of them stopped coming, and I started asking questions. And I found out that for a lot of these people, what had happened was the gas companies, while not accepting any culpability, were offering them payouts, basically to never talk about what had happened to them. And that's how this idea was born of singing for the silenced. So once I had the line, then the song came, and the project was off and running. We did a concert in Woodstock, New York at the Maverick Concert Hall, which we recorded, and we made a CD.
No fracking way, not on my land. No fracking way.
Oh yeah, I'm talking to you, man. Don't frack with me. Yeah.
And I won't frack with you.
Go frack yourself, bro. Go home.
I heard about this bus. It's called the Bus for Progress. And this bus goes to events that they politically feel in tune with. And it has a stage right on top. I said, oh, this is perfect. They drove hundreds of miles picking up people along the way from New Jersey and met us in Montrose, Pennsylvania. There were more than a dozen musicians who came, some from Woodstock, some from Westchester, New York. There were some puppeteers that came up from Staten Island, and also folks who were just interested in becoming educated about what was going on.
They're not fracking yet. When that happens, about 1,000 truck trips a day come in. These are 5,000-gallon trucks full of water. The people down here, it'll rain right on them, that silica dust. If you don't know, it's considered by OSHA 100 times more potent to harm human beings than asbestos is.
I had contacted a woman named Vera Scroggins, who really is like a senior citizen Nancy Drew. She has really figured out what's going on here, and she agreed to lead the bus tour.
About a dozen families sued Cabot, and for 5 years they were in litigation, and then eventually they took settlements, small settlements, nothing major, and they were told they couldn't speak about it publicly, couldn't say what they got, what happened to their water. So they talk a certain amount off record. I don't know if they'll be on record. They might. I don't know. They haven't given an interview for a while, but they gave lots of interviews before they were gagged.
We can't speak too much about everything that has transpired, but we can tell you that we did have wonderful water at one time. It was just great, no problems. And now we don't.
You have real good water and you've lost that. You've lost your lifeline, really.
Nobody in the world has ever fought the oil and gas industry like these families did here. They got beaten down by everybody, including the state and the federal government, their own neighbors. But that's who you stand with. That's what we tried to say in New York State. They're going to try and divide and conquer, but guess what? They're still here talking to people. The reason is they're trying to avoid this happening to other people, not only here in the country, but all over the world.
After the tour, we all met back at the park in Montrose. We set up a stage on top of the bus, which is one of the great things about this bus, that you can do that. And we sang to the folks who had gathered. They were in lawn chairs and standing around in the park. It was a beautiful scene. Fred Gillen Jr. came up from Westchester, New York. There was a beautiful group of a cappella singers called the Earth Tones who came up from Westchester also. Amy Fraden came up with Julie Parisi Kirby and Julie Last and did some beautiful singing for us. And then there was this wonderful group of puppeteers who came up from Staten Island. They did their puppet show right off the side of the bus. It was really extraordinary. Not only did they create these puppets, but they created a score to go with it.
You get all of your land back. We're only gonna borrow it. And we give you $1 million.
In addition to the musicians, the author, Judy Wicks, talked to us mostly about being involved in work that is not only profitable, but has a positive impact on the world. Peter Gross came up to talk to us about the legal ramifications of these non-disclosure agreements.
And the reason the drilling companies get away with saying there's no proof of any real harm from fracking is because they've silenced the opportunity for people to speak out and say, if you first they harm you, and if you want compensation for that, you got to promise you will never say anything about what happened to you. That's unacceptable.
The second time that I sang, I came off the bus and sang right in the park. A lot of the folks sang along. It's a very sweet time.
Sing for the silence. Sing for the weak. Sing for the silence, that the silence might speak. For the downtrodden, sing for those in chains. Sing for the silence, that the silenced might be free. That the silenced might be free. That the silenced might be free to sing again.
But maybe the high point for me was right as I finished singing, a woman came up to me and she said, you know, I've been to rallies with thousands of people in Philadelphia and in New York, and we're always used as examples of the horrors of hydrofracking. But no one has ever bothered to come and hear, see for themselves, and sing for us. And she just wanted me to know how much it meant to her that we did come. What I'm hoping is that this will be a ripple in the pond, that the silencing will be ended and the truth will come out.
So many whose land has been soiled by big oil and big gas. You know they traded their voice just for survival cash. Non-disclosure, that's what it's called by the fancy lawyer. They mess you up and you can never say a word. But I say for all of them, we could sing.
Sing for the silence.
Sing for the weak.
Sing for the weak.
Sing for the silence.
Sing for the silence.
The silence might speak.
Silence might speak.
For the downtrodden.
For the downtrodden.
Sing for those in chains.
Sing for those in chains.
Sing for the silenced.
Sing for the silence.
Silence might be free.